Hey there, today we're taking a look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now we're going to be taking a look at it running with all of the different memory configurations I can set right now, which is 8GB of RAM, 12GB of RAM, and 16GB of RAM. The 8GB configuration will be two 4GB sticks. The 12GB configuration will be one 4GB stick and one 8GB stick, and the 16GB configuration will be two 8GB sticks. All memory configurations are going to be running at 3200 megahertz, and this is at JEDEC spec because that is what SODIMM RAM is usually spec to run at. And we are running the game at the lowest in-game graphics settings, and the 5500U is set to a TDP of 30 to remove any potential bottlenecks from anything else in the system. But let's jump into the comparison. Starting things off at the lowest in-game graphics settings with 1080p at the full resolution, you can see here that there are some noticeable differences in terms of performance based off of going from 8GB to 12 to 16, but none of the configurations are able to give us a decent enough gaming experience here. So there are gains to be had with more RAM, but at the end of the day, it really isn't enough to get you a playable experience on here. Now, of course, we can also enable the dynamic resolution scaling in the game itself to see if that can actually boost our performance here, and we'll see what it does with all of the different configurations. But as it stands with the full 1080p resolution, this is just not going to be doable on this specific chip. Now, enabling the dynamic resolution scaling in the game with a target FPS of 60 really doesn't do much of anything to improve our overall averages at all of the different configurations. All that ends up happening is we see slight bumps in the 1% lows. And while that's a welcome addition, when our FPS average is just this low, it's not really going to make the experience of playing this any better. Really, this is an extremely demanding game, and it really does not seem to play very well with this specific chip. It would really seem like this is just the type of title that is not going to work well on a system like this, which is very unfortunate to see. You're really just going to have to drop the base resolution down from 1080p down to 720p if you want this to even get remotely near a playable experience, and that is with the adaptive resolution on top of it.